Hey guys, I am Mr. Bo and welcome back. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at my Warlock level 32 build for both PvP and PvE. Now to begin with, I use Sunsinger over the Voidwalker. I know a lot of people like Voidwalker, but I used to use it a lot with the Nova Bomb, but I prefer Sunsinger, and the ability to revive myself fits a lot more to my playstyle, the abilities that you can actually get. To begin with, I use the solar grenade. Now I know a lot of people don't actually use this, but I prefer this. It creates a big area of damage, and it will stop people from running through it, especially in the Crucible, and altogether, yeah, I just like that one a lot more. In terms of jump, I use the focus burst. It allows me to get from one place to another really quickly. I don't need to worry about going left or right when I'm jumping. I just want to hop straight over to where I need to be, try to be in the air as little as possible, otherwise you're going to get shot down. So that is mainly why I use focus burst. Now for Radiance, I know a lot of people use this as well, and I use Fireborn. Now this allows you to revive yourself when you are dead. Really good for both PvE and PvP here, especially in things like the raid. When you go down and you can't get revived, you can just revive yourself. And for PvP, if someone takes you down, you can revive yourself and get revenge on them straight away. Not only that, there's going to be a helmet in the House of Wolves expansion called the Ram, and the ability on this will allow you to revive yourself and disorient players nearby, which is going to be really useful. Now for Scorch, which is the melee on the Sunsinger, I use Flame Shield, and what this does is every time you cause damage with your Scorch ability, you get a shield on you, which is really useful. And if you use the exotic that I use, then you'll be able to do that twice, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But this is my preferred melee with the Flame Shield. Moving on, I then use Arcane Wisdom, which has training focused on battle recovery and speed. I like to have my recovery as high as I can, so I can get out of a battle and then hop straight back in and be recovered fully. I then use Viking Funeral, which means enemies you ignite burn longer and take more damage. Really useful with the Scorch ability, because as soon as you cause damage, they're going to start burning and taking more damage, and you usually get a lot more kills with that on when you're using the Scorch. I then use Ancestral Order, which is training focused on all abilities, brings them all up a tiny bit. As I said before, I like to have my recovery as the max as I can. That is why I use Ancestral Order there. Just means everything's boosted up a tiny bit, so I don't have too little armor and I don't have too little agility. And then finally I have Gift of the Sun, which gains you an additional grenade, really useful in both, again, PvE and the Crucible. Moving on to the armor that I use, so I use the raid armor set because I want to be level 32 obviously, so I use the helmet. And then for the gauntlets, I actually use the Claws of Akamara. Now these gain you an additional Scorch, so I have 2 melees, and it also means you can melee quicker, which again is really useful for me, again both in PvE and the Crucible. So if you like my sort of playstyle, these are definitely for you. I then use the Deathsinger's Mantle, which is the raid chest piece, and the Deathsinger's Herald, which are the boots. And then for my class item, I use Dead Orbit at the moment because I want to rank up Dead Orbit as much as I can. So that is the reason why I use that. And I sometimes switch to either the new raid piece or just something that I think looks cool so I can level up the Vanguard. Now I have 2 weapon sets here. Firstly, for PvE, I use the Fang of Ear Yut, which is a really powerful scout rifle. It has Third Eye, which allows the radar to stay active when you're zooming down sights, and it also has Target Mark. When you shoot someone, a little green sort of light will come off them, and it will target them, and you can tell everyone to shoot that target. Can be really useful in the raid as well. For PvP, I use the Vex Mythoclast, a really powerful weapon which I'm sure you all know about. Getting kills will increase the damage, so if you can chain together a load of kills, you're going to take down enemies quicker, and it's got really good stability and range due to the upgrade that I put on it. I then use the Black Hammer both in PvE and PvP because I don't really use specials in PvP very much. I just stick to my primary, but this is a really good sniper rifle. And then for PvE on my heavy, I use Galahorn, which is a super powerful rocket launcher, which I'm sure you guys all know about as well. Takes down Crota pretty quickly and other enemies, does a lot of damage. And then if I'm playing in the Crucible, I'll switch to the Steel Oracle, where if I shoot the rocket and it comes into proximity of an enemy, it'll actually blow up, so I don't need to actually aim for the enemy, it'll just blow up if it's near them. Again, really useful in Crucible, so I can just shoot off a rocket quickly and run around and keep going and get that free kill. So that is my main loadout for PvE and PvP with the Warlock using Sunsinger. If you want to know my ships and stuff as well, I use the Timebreaker or the Tumbler for my Sparrow. I use the Frontier Ghost Shell. I use the Chasing Infinity ship, which is the Queen's Wrath ship, which you can't actually get anymore. I use Glowhoo, which is the Hard Raid shader, but when that becomes a little bit more popular, I'll switch back to the Revenant, which is the Dead Orbit shader. And then my emblem is the Inner Circle, the emblem you get from the Ghost Edition or the Limited Edition of Destiny, which of course you can't get anymore. That is my level 32 loadout. I'll be sure to do another one of these if you guys want when the House of Wolves comes out, when I've switched around my weapons a bit more, and when eventually there is a third subclass I will do a build of that for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this and would like to see more, be sure to give the like button a big old hug and subscribe for more Destiny content and coverage. If you guys missed my previous video in which I talk about the heavy ammo glitch and how Bungie are going to be fixing it very soon, you can click the link on screen or in the description below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I am Mr. Bo, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.